Good morning, sir.
Ma'am, shall we start, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Morning.
Yes. Siva.
சொல்லுங்கப்பா சொல்லுங்க.
ராதா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவோமா?
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருங்க.
ஓகே.
சிவா இல்லையா? லைன்ல இல்லையா?
சிவா திருப்பி வெளில போயிருக்காங்க.
சரி, ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிருங்க. சார் வந்துட்டாருல?
ஓகே வந்துட்டாங்க. சார் இருக்காங்க.
ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
செல்வா, யூ ஸ்டார்ட் மா.
Okay, ma'am. Warm welcome and wonderful greetings to the wonderful gathering of National Level Faculty Program on India Next Knowledge Superpower, organized by the Department of Physics, the Science Fibers, Radharatnam College for Women, Sivakasi. These professions that we make the faculties are the most important typical student's career. Faculty vitality recommends the main ingredient to enhance professional education and competence. Especially the faculty in vitality in key domains of teaching, assessing, research, professionalism, and administration is purpose to improve educational environment significantly and enhances the academic performance of learners. Faculty development programs have been considered a critical of educational pedagogy in fostering knowledge and professional skills of faculty. Due to the pandemic situation, the Department of Physics of SFR has taken an initiative to motivate the faculty towards innovation, research and development to increase their talent. In the presence of Almighty, let us Dr.W.Selvamurthy. With great respect, I invite Dr. F.D.P. Associate Professor of Directorate.
A pleasant morning to all. On behalf of the Department of Physics, SFR College for Women, Sivakasi, gives me a pleasure to welcome our chief guest, Dr.W.Selvamurthy, President of Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation, Director General for Amity, Directorate of Science and Innovation, and the Chancellor for Amity University, Chattisgarh, and all the faculty members within and outside India for this national level faculty development webinar on the topic India Next Knowledge Superpower. I express my sincere thanks to our management members and principal for their constant support and guidance, as well as permitting us to conduct this webinar. Cordial welcome to our principal, Dr. Mrs. Palameshwari, for this webinar. Welcome, ma'am. On behalf of the Department of Physics, I'd like to extend my hearty and cheerful welcome to our esteemed resource person, Dr.W.Selvamurthy, who served in DRDO for 40 years, retired as Chief Controller of DRDO. At present, Sir is working as President of Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation, Director General for Amity, Directorate of Science and Innovation, and Chancellor for Amity University, Chattisgarh. Such an eminent person is here. He is going to share his views on the topic India Next Knowledge Superpower. Welcome, sir. On behalf of the Department of Physics, I extend glad welcome to all the faculty members within India and the faculty members outside India for this faculty development webinar. Welcome one and all present in this webinar. Thank you. For this webinar. Welcome, ma'am. On behalf of the Department of Physics, I'd like to Selva. Selva. Selva.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm here.
Selva?
Okay.
I think there is
இல்லப்பா,
Can you hear me, ma'am?
அப்பப்ப விட்டு கேக்குதுப்பா.
Ma'am?
ஓகே ஓகே.
Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank stated during a live interaction with the teachers that India has been called Vishwaguru, that is, the teacher of the world, and now is the time to become a knowledge power. He also said teachers from India should be selected to teach across the world, and students from across the world should choose India as their study destination. He congratulated the teachers on their contribution during the coronavirus pandemic. Knowledge is the superpower. Education is the most powerful weapon we can use to transform. In the past few decades, higher education in India has witnessed rapid and impressive growth, and as such, India should be a knowledge superpower. But higher education in India suffers from several systematic deficiencies. It continues to provide graduates that are unemployable, despite emerging shortages of skilled manpower in an increasing number of sectors. Improving the quality of education is the only for India to become a knowledge superpower. The government would like to bring out a new national education policy to meet the changing dynamics of the current requirements. The aim of the initiative is to make India a knowledge superpower by equipping students with the necessary skills and knowledge, and to eliminate the shortage of manpower in science, technology, academics and industry. At this juncture, I congratulate Dr. Shiva Devi and other faculty members of Department of Physics for their painstaking effort in organizing this webinar. On behalf of our college management, I wish to offer my sincere gratitude to our today's eminent speaker, Dr.W.Selvamurthy, Chancellor of Amity University, Chattisgarh, for having accepted to address our faculty amidst your busy schedule and other commitments. I also offer my gratitude to all the faculty participating in this program. Hope this webinar would be more fruitful to the participants. Thank you, Ponanda.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for listening. It is our time to introduce our chief guest of the day. May I now call upon Dr. Peretai, Assistant Professor of Physics, to introduce the chief.
தேங்க்யூ செல்வலட்சுமி. அனைவருக்கும் இனிய காலை வணக்கம். இன்றைய சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் முனைவர் திரு வில்லியம் செல்வமூர்த்தி அவர்களை உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் அறிமுகப்படுத்துவதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். He did his BSc at St. Saviour's College, Palayamkottai, and master degree in physiology at Christian Medical College, Vellore in 1972. He received his doctorate in human physiology from the University of Delhi in 1982, and doctoral in science in yoga from Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthana, Bangalore in 2005. He has been awarded the degree of Doctorate of Science in recognition of his eminent attainment in the field of science and his distinctive place in the scientific world by Fagir Mohan University, Bangalore in the year 2008. He has also been awarded Doctor of Science from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore in the year 2009, Amity University in the year 2011, and Karunya University in the year 2011. He is spearheading the research and development activities for the health and well-being of the armed forces. He started his career in DRDO as Junior Scientific Assistant in 1973. And during the 40 years of service in DRDO, he had a meritorious career and became the director of 2 DRDO institutes, Defense Institute of Physiology and Allied Sciences and Defense Institute of Psychological Research. Dr. W.Selvamurthy is presently working with Amity University as the President of Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation and the Director General for Amity Directorate of Science and Innovation. He is a distinguished scientist and served as the Chief Controller, Research and Development at Defense Research and Development Organization, Government of India. He has personally made significant research contributions for the benefit of the soldiers in fields related to physiological acclimatization at high altitude, application of yoga for armed forces, discovered a drug to save war casualties subjected to severe hemorrhage, psychological stress and its management, life support systems for soldiers in extreme operational environments. His achievements are highly laudable. He published 15 books and 200 research papers which are widely cited. His Google Scholar citation index is 4,358 and his H index 36 and I-10 index 79. He was the leader of the first Indo-Soviet scientific expedition to the Arctic for physiological experiments. He was an elected fellow of Indian Association of Biomedical Scientists in the year 1990, elected fellow of International Medical Science Academy in the year 2006, and elected fellow of National Academy of Medical Sciences 2008. He has held many important positions in various scientific bodies. As President in the Federation of Indian Physiological Societies, as Vice President in Indian Association of Biomedical Scientists, as an advisor in the Executive Board of International Society of Biometeorology, as consulting editor, as an expert member of WHO, a UNO body, as chairman, expert member of various national scientific committees of DST, ICMR, CSIR, DOD, etc. And he has received more than 20 awards for his research from great personalities. I am happy to highlight some of the awards. National Award for S&T Innovation by Council of Scientific and Industrial Research and presented by Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India in the year 2012. Lifetime Achievement Award received from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, President of India, in the field of clinical and preventive cardiology in the world in the year 2006 and 7. Scientist of the Year Award by DRDO in the year 1989. Received Scientist of the Year Award from the Honorable Defense Minister in the year 1989. Yes, from his essay, I came to know about his vision and mission. We are having mission and vision for our institution and for each department. But he is having his own vision and mission. I want to share his words as such. His vision statement is, India will be knowledge superpower by 2030, for which I dedicate myself for this transmission. And his mission statement is, happy world. இத்தருணத்தில் நம் அனைவருக்கும் மிகவும் பொருத்தமான தேவையான வாசகமாகும். His mission for 2020 is to enable students to build their capacity and realize their full value. His words are such, I reading,
I will certainly need the help and participation of all our friends and relatives. Let us create a way and movement of happy world where everyone is happy, blissful, and make others happy.
Let us create that.
வாடிய பயிரை கண்ட போதெல்லாம் வாடினேன் என்ற வள்ளலாரின் கூற்றுக்கேற்பவும் எல்லோரும் இன்புற்று இருப்பதன்றி வேறொன்றும் அறியேன் பராபரமே என்ற தாய்மானவரின் வரிகளுக்கேற்பவும் சிறந்ததொரு தொலைநோக்கு பார்வையுடன் செயலாற்றி வரும் நமது சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் நம் மண்ணின் மைந்தர் ஆவார். பட்டாசு நகரமாகும் சிவகாசியில் அன்னார் பிறந்தவர் என்பது நம் அனைவருக்கும் பெருமையே. Yes, today we are very fortunate to have such an eminent, esteemed, distinguished, renowned personality as our resource. On behalf of our college and our department, once again, I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. Proceed, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much and very good morning to all of you. I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely delighted that I am addressing a college and also in addition to this college also some others who are joining, and thank you very much for this opportunity to share some of my thoughts. And this college, SFR, Standard Fireworks Rajaratnam College for women, especially for women, is very close to my heart for the simple reason it is in my place where I was born, Sivakasi, and also my niece, Dr.W.Selvamurthy, she works at the college in the physics department. So I have a special attachment to this college. I have visited at least 3-4 times earlier in your sports day, in your college day. I have been able to come and interact with your students and also share some of my thoughts with them. I am extremely happy that your college during the last almost about 6 decades now have rendered yeoman service in a remote area which is not a metropolitan city or a big city. Sivakasi is a small town, and your college is rendering service to the people at the bottom of the pyramid, the people who are in villages, rural villages. So that is why my salutation to all of you, particularly the principal who is now just addressed, Dr. Palanishwari, and also the head of the Department of Physics who is organizing the event today, Dr. Siva Devi, and also my niece, Dr. Selvamurthy, who is now coordinating this program. Thanks, Selvamurthy, for inviting me. And also all other faculties, Dr. Radha, Dr. Nandini, everyone who has joined us. Also Dr. Kingsley Mary, and for this words of welcome, and thank you so much. This is a great opportunity to again address the faculties, the teachers, and also some of the research scholars in your college, SFR College for women. And it is also very important that this college spends focus only for women. We need women empowerment now, because once you empower the women, they will empower the family and they will also empower the society. So that is why your college is very important, and I am sure my prayers are with you, that you and your college should grow from strength to strength so that you serve those communities who are in villages and in adjacent areas of Sivakasi and other areas. Now today FDP program, the faculty development, is very important because India is emerging as a knowledge superpower. And this is what we keep dreaming in Amity University, particularly Dr. Ashoki Chauhan, the founder president, and all the members of the Amity fraternity, that, who have also, some of them have joined with this webinar. So thank you very much. Now I will take you through some of my slides so that I will present those. Are you able to see the slides? India, the next knowledge superpower by 2030. We have the capability. There is no comparison, no parallel for Indian intellectuals. That is why there is no doubt that India not only will become a next knowledge superpower, but next superpower, general superpower as well. This is what we share a common thought with Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the founder of Amity University. Now, this college, established in 1968, it's a very, very ancient college, and thousands of people might have passed out from the portals of this great institution. And the founder, Thiru N.R.K. Rajaratnam, who is also very closely related to us, a very close relation, and he was the father of education in that area. And he has built this institution, he has founded this institution. Today, it is one of the best institutions, that grade, A grade. For a college like yours, A grade is great. And it is also a college with potential for excellence as recognized by the University Grants Commission. And also you are mentoring the institution in that area. You have been chosen to mentor the institution in the vicinity of Sivakasi and other cities. And so that shows the importance, what stature you have achieved in your within the short period of 5 to 6 decades. And I'm sure that we will grow much more, and our blessings, support, guidance will always be available with us. India was once upon a time a knowledge superpower. You should realize that we had Vedas, Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, Yoga, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani. The first university, Takshila, was established in India. Just now, a few minutes back, we were listening to His Holiness Dalai Lama Ji, and who is a great spiritual leader. He also mentioned that I cherish the wisdom of Indian intellect and Indian spirituality, and he always mentions and keeps the thought of Nalanda, the concept of Nalanda in his speeches everywhere. What he makes, he keeps Nalanda in the forefront. So we also had Sanskrit language originated here, and Jantar Mantar, a marvel of astronomy. And so in Nalanda University, many people from different countries, they came to India to seek knowledge. And today in the webinar by His Holiness Dalai Lama, he mentioned about Nalanda in many, at least I have seen 12 times he mentioned about Nalanda. That shows we had that wisdom, we had that knowledge. So we want to bring this glory back. India will re-emerge as a knowledge superpower, because it was a knowledge superpower already. And if you look at some of the things which you can cherish even today, we taught the world how to count. Beyond 99, he invented zeros. So even Albert Einstein, the great scientist of the world, he said, we owe a lot to the Indians who taught us how to, which no worthwhile scientific discovery could have been made. So that shows the power of Indian intellect which were. Now we want every one of us in India should realize, our Indians who have gone out of India, staying in other countries, should realize you are in. But then I want you to realize your strength. This is in our genes. This strength is in our genes. Decimal system was invented by Indians. Aryabhatta, the value of pi. See, great mathematicians, actually the whole mathematics originated in our country in a big way. There are just Patanjali was the one who promulgated the Yoga Sutras, compiled Yoga Sutras, and there are many martial arts which came from India. Then if you go to Qutub Minar, you have a metal pillar which is unrusted for centuries. And what is the marvel of this metallurgy? A person who would have done it at that point of time. These are all the past glory in science and technology which India had. We were able to do shipping We were able to do trade across the sea, over the sea. So the art of navigation started in River Hill 5,000 years ago. And the very word navigation is derived from the Sanskrit word Naugait, Naugati. Naugati is the Sanskrit word from which navigation started. So we had that knowledge 5,000 years ago. And so similarly, I can go on talk about the gems. For many years up to 1896, India was the only source of diamonds. And everybody thinks Marconi was the one who found out the wireless communication. No, it is actually much before Marconi could file a patent, announce it. It is Professor Jagdish Bose, and he was the one who was the pioneer in wireless communication. Then, also many things came from the bricks, the inventor of chess. I can go on till what all happened. The causation and atomic theory. So these are all happened thousands of years ago. Now more recently, Sir C.V. Raman, the Raman effect, Raman spectroscopy. All this came from Indian soil. So we have in India the capability. Now how do you ignite that passion? How do you awaken that Kundalini Shakti of each and every one of our Indians so that we will be able to show to the world, yes, we are a knowledge superpower. We had agricultural era. If you look at the history of the world, first was agricultural era. So the whole mankind, humankind, was looking at how do we cultivate food for people. So that was research, innovation, besides the Vedas, Upanishads, the concentration was on research in agriculture, food, so to survival. So that's a survival. Then from agricultural era, we had industrial era. 1870 to 1960 was the industrial era. But because of the British colonial rule, India was not able to participate in a significant manner, could not participate at all. And then came information era. That is between 1960 to 2000 was information era, in which India played a pivotal role through industrial revolution, information technology revolution, IT revolution. This we brought not because we invented some very sophisticated hardware or software in the computer area, information technology domain, but we applied that knowledge of information technology in service sector, which fetched more than 60% GDP to our country. So we applied in the information era, information technology for our life and to produce wealth for the country and solve problems. Now we are in the new knowledge era. That is where knowledge is power, knowledge is wealth, and knowledge is the ultimate. So 21st century will be the century of knowledge. So I want you all, the knowledge workers who are listening today in this webinar, that you have a big road to shoulder to transform India. Why wait for 2030? Very soon, India should be transformed as a knowledge superpower for which all of us have to contribute. How we will do, I am going to tell you. So, our founder president, Dr. Selvamurthy, who has also joined in this webinar, and he has mentioned in 90s when he came back from Germany after having got his doctorate in chemical engineering and also created wealth in that country by creating many industries in East Germany. He was the most powerful industrialist as well as the person investor, non-European investor, the number one non-European investor, being an Indian. He invested every 15 kilometers, he established the AKC group of industry over there in Germany. So then he came back and he said, India has the power to become a knowledge superpower and we should transform that. So this later in the New Scientist in 2005 issue, you just read, each one of you, open the cover page. This is the cover page which I am showing, in which the world community is also predicting that India the next knowledge superpower. So the vision which Dr. Selvamurthy has given as a visionary in the field of education, including higher education, now his views have been reinforced by the New Scientist and issue 2005 and India, the next knowledge superpower. Now why? What is the advantage India? Why India will become the next knowledge superpower? What are the traits? What are the strengths available today in India? India is a knowledge center. Today we have about 1,000 universities, including private, many of them are private universities, like Amity University. So we have a large number of knowledge centers, 1,000 universities, 45,000 colleges we have, and a few lakhs of schools we have. These are the portals of educational institutions which will churn out the future knowledge workers. So that is one great strength. Every one of 4 professionals across the world in the next 20 years is going to be Indian who would have passed through the portals of Indian institutions. Could be schools, could be colleges, could be universities, or professional institutions. So that is the responsibility all of us have in our shoulder. Teachers, principals, the vice chancellors, and students. So you have that big responsibility to churn out the future global citizens, the knowledge workers. So we have that knowledge hub, knowledge centers. Second advantage is our demographic advantage. We are young India. The youngest in the world is India today. And when all the European countries, Western countries, and even Eastern like Japan ages, India will remain young for next 20 to 30 years. So this demographic advantage has to be harnessed. The people in your college, SFR College for women, these are the wealth. That is the strength of India, the young India, the demographic advantage which we have. Because that is the age between 20 to 35 or 40, the most innovative, creative, energetic, enthusiastic phase in one's life. So that's the advantage we have, the demographic advantage. The third advantage India is that we have built our research and development infrastructure. You go to any lab, including SFR College, I have seen some of your facilities, research facilities, that everywhere we have established R&D infrastructure. Thanks to Ministry of Science and Technology, which has DST, DBT, ICMR. We also have other institutions like ICMR, DRDO, Atomic Energy Space. Everyone have built that infrastructure which is responsible, which is necessary. The fourth dimension of advantage India is competent. Some of them I will show it to you. Whether it's the missile, aircraft, radar, sonar, torpedoes, or CBR and defense technology or life support technology, we make in India. And so we have an indigenously developed weapon system being used by our military force. And we have a strong knowledge power, which I said because of this knowledge. You should know, we are number 3 in publication. If you see the merit list of our country, we are number 3. That is US, China, and India. And in terms of the nature index, we are number 9. Nature index indicates the impact factors in which our journals, our papers are published, and also citation index. What is the citation index for our work? What is the impact it has created? So that is the nature index. We are number 9 in the world. In patents, we are number 10. In Amity University, we have filed more than 1,300 patents. And many of them are getting granted. More than 100 patents are granted, and now we are also translating them into product, technology, and processes. So India is generating knowledge. That is what is seen by the publication, the patents, and when you look at the innovation, which is developing product, technology, processes, we have to improve. Today, we are in the 52 position. So all of us now have to focus on translation. Every one of your research has to culminate either solving a problem or developing a technology or a product or a process. We should. We want people there as our ambassador, and they are serving their country. If you see US, go to US, in top position in science, technology, academia, you will find Indians in top good positions there. So that is the power. We are giving knowledge workers not only to our nation, but also to the whole country. And the entry into the labor market every year is 12.8 million. So because of demographic advantage, we will be giving the workforce to the whole globe. So skilling, upskilling, 90% of existing workforce, that's about 6, 7, 9 million is happening now. That's why the country is focusing on skill development. In terms of the think tanks, we are number 2 in the whole world. We have the largest number of think tanks, 509 think tanks are there. If you take Observer Research Foundation or Institute of Defense Studies and Analysis, we are within 50, top 50 in terms of the think tanks. The power of thinking is there in these think tanks. So you see, many of them are in top 150. So that shows our strength in the generation of new ideas. India had and has the renowned Nobel laureates. Look at C.V. Raman. But then we are hungry to have more the Nobel laureates. So all of us students, the teachers, faculties, now start dreaming. You have the capability. We have the capability. India now must produce the work based on the work done in India. We must produce Nobel laureates. That's the dream of Amity University as well. So we are already creating that excellence in research and innovation in all our campuses. So these are the Indians who brought glory for us. And similarly, when you look at technology, they are scientists, literary people, but look at technology. Who has built the national technology capability today, starting from Vikram Sarabhai? If space has come to that level of leadership role, the foundation was laid by such great leaders, Vikram Sarabhai, and then Satish Dhawan subsequently, he propelled it. Dr. Abdul Kalam, APJ Abdul Kalam, joined there and developed the SLV. And then he spearheaded the Mission and Defense Research and Development Organization. Homi Bhabha brought the atomic energy, the BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, the wireless communication. So you see the great luminaries, including M.S. Swaminathan, who belongs to Chennai, the person who was mainly responsible for the first green revolution, and who transformed India from a begging bowl to a breadbasket. And you see, the women are important. That is why your college is important. Because when you look at mission directors, the field directors, technical directors, and similarly in DRDO, and similarly this mission is 1,000 words are the Mars mission, the meeting of Mars. The people who are involved in the Mars mission, see them, all of them interact in jubilation. That is the force which you are churning out from your SFR College for Women. So you realize the responsibility on your shoulder, what kind of quality people you should churn out for transforming India into a knowledge superpower. Then there are many Indians who are doing well. In DRDO, I have picked up one Tessie Thomas, who headed the Agni missile program of Dr. Abdul Kalam. She worked with him and then picked up. And also the Satish Reddy, Dr. Satish Reddy, now spearheading DRDO, is a missile man. So I'm just picking up some of the women who have achieved, and including we are proud of Kalpana Chawla. And so I can go on enumerating. And then Kiran Majumdar Shah in Biocom, the biotechnology industry, enzyme technology, she brought to the whole world. So you see the power in women, and your students, your people who pass out from SFR College for Women, inculcate this leadership role in all of them. And I can quote across the globe, just Mary Curie, the lady who got 2 Nobel Prizes, created history, being a woman. So that is women power, and build on the women power you are churning out. Now coming to what we need to do, education, occupation, healthcare. If you have to transform this 1.37 billion people as an asset, as a powerful force, then what you need to do is quality education. The education means formal, non-formal, informal education. Then occupation. The education should be linked to your occupation so that they must get employment. So that Amity University employment record is almost 100%. That all the students pass out from Amity portals, they are employed. So similar thing, education should be linked to occupation and employment. So you should create the curriculum, pedagogy, industry connect, everything should link together to create quality education and maintain quality. Not just memorizing and getting a CGPA of 9.5 or 90, 100% or 98%. This is not the only learning. Education is go beyond this. And not only that, you give value-based education. Because ultimately, India is churning out the next future global citizen. This is what His Holiness Dalai Lama said today in our webinar, which was organized by Amity University today, Amity University Haryana. So he mentioned that India will become the lighthouse for the whole world. 7 billion people will be benefited by 1.37 billion people. So you have to create that, you have to give that quality education, value-based education. Then we have to create employment. So you have to create occupation. Then above all, you should maintain good health, positive health. So emphasizing more on prophylactic, promotive and curative aspects of health. So that is where the lifestyle, the good quality of living, and also yoga, Ayurveda, Siddha, this type of yogic practice, meditation, all this built in your education system. So when the students pass out from your educational portals, then they should have resilience to face challenges and be happy in life. Not only be successful, but be happy in life. This is what is the mission of the Amity University. We are not only churning out the successful people, but we are churning out the happy people. Now, India's education sector, if you see at independence, there are only 20 universities. 1947, there were only 20 universities for about 500 colleges. And students were enrolled in these higher education was only 2,41,000. But today you see, more than 900, it's close to 1,000. 40,000 colleges, it's actually 45,000 colleges, and 3.74 crore of people are enrolled in this system of higher education. So that is the power. And now this number will increase. Prepare yourself. Many students from Sivakasi or Madurai or Thoothukudi who are going out of country now will like to stay back with this corona which has created, which has produced opportunity for you, for us, that you must see how do we bring quality education, how do we project that quality outside so that the students looking for MIT, Caltech, UCLA or Princeton, they will stay back in your institution, SFR College, Amity University and many other institutions. So this is what you should do. The higher education in India will see a new paradigm. And we have one of the largest networks in education, but we need to bring quality to the core. And universities and colleges like yours should become cradle of innovation. Cradle of innovation means you should create new knowledge. You should preserve that knowledge, conserve the knowledge, protect the intellectual property rights through patents, as well as copyrights, trademark. So IPR, protect the knowledge which you have generated, and disseminate the knowledge through education. Your education should disseminate the latest knowledge. That is why for every teacher, every college teacher, every college faculty, every university faculty, research is mandatory, irrespective of whichever discipline you are. So create that you disseminate also in addition to the current knowledge to the students. So you disseminate, then you apply that knowledge. Because ultimately knowledge standalone is not going to make any difference to the society. So you have to apply to solve a problem or to meet the need of a society in the form of a technology, product or process. So application is very important. So knowledge is important in improving the quality of life on this planet. And also it should be sustainable development. Your technologies have to be green. Your technologies have to be clean, sustainable, and environment friendly. So that is what you should have it in mind when you are developing a technology on. Why universities and colleges should become cradle of innovation? Because that is the place where we have the youngest mind. The students at the age of about 18 to about 25 is available there, or even 30. So young innovative minds is there who can create disruptive thoughts, disruptive technologies. The path-breaking ideas can come from university because that young innovative workforce is there. And similarly, universities and colleges you should create a flexible ecosystem where knowledge is exchanged freely. The seamless flow of knowledge happens. So create that flexible ecosystem, and also knowledge exchange and transfer is very easy there. So that is the ambience available in universities and colleges. So that is why I'm telling universities and colleges should become cradle of innovation, where you blend teaching and research. On the right side, if you can see the box, teaching and research. Don't focus only on teaching. Even in college, you have to do research. So that is why you have to balance these, and even the education has to be based on research and innovation driven. So this is what is the word that we use. Amity is research and innovation driven institution, because even everything what we do is research and innovation. So the ideal university or a college will have the right side top quadrangle, which indicates ideal university, where you have a good quality teaching, high level of quality teaching, blended with high quality research. That is the ideal university, and the SFR College is already emerging as one among the colleges, and I compliment all of you. Now coming to how do we make it happen? We have three entities, triple helix. We have one side the universities, colleges on the top, and the left side you have the government. They have to nurture universities by giving support, not controlling, by enabling, catalyzing. And so one side government should do, like DST, DBT, they fund projects, they create facility through FIST. So one side government is making an effort. National laboratories like DRU, Atomic Energy, Space, CSIR, ICAR, ICMR. So they must link with universities. So there must be a very strong linkage for translation into and application driven will happen from government institution and support. Then business house, the industries, there must be a very close link with both the universities and the government institution. This triple helix will churn out a large number of innovations. This is what is important for our country, triple helix. Now, what is the power of science and technology? I can give many examples, but I have picked up two. One is India, when it attained the independence. I was born in 1950, when India became republic. And at that time, news used to come. I belong to a small village, and with that radio used to be only in my uncle's house, Periyappa's house. And the 6 o'clock there used to be a news. A ship loaded with wheat is arriving the ports of Bombay on such and such a date at this time. Everybody used to be jubilant. No, some other country is coming to feed us because we were hungry. And so it was a begging bowl looking for food from outside. But then the whole transformation of that country, who were to feed at that time in my school time, was 30 crores was the population. Today is 1.37 billion. We are not only able to feed 1.37 billion people, but we are able to export the food outside. So the transformation of begging bowl to bread basket of India happened because of first green revolution. And in that, Professor Swaminathan played a very important role. But then we should not stop there. Population is growing. The cultivable land is dwindling down. So you should look for many new technologies. I'm going to show you some of the technologies like vertical farming, GM crop, transgenics. We should look at all this with open mind, but with scientific acumen. Then another model, application of science, technology and management. So cooperative management. He brought Varghese Kurian. He said, why want to bring white revolution in the country? And today we are the largest milk producer in the world, number one in the world in terms of milk production and milk products. So Amul, the Korean brought a great revolution in the country, combining science and technology with management. Then missile, see this missile. India brought a great revolution. Today, we have built a family of missiles. You take any technology, not only missile, but in defense, the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, has produced a large number of indigenous systems like Agni, Prithvi, Akash, Nav, Trishul, BrahMos, interceptor missile, Shaurya, and so on. So a family of missiles. And we have built our own fourth generation fighter aircraft, Tejas, the light combat aircraft of fourth generation. And we have also developed main battle tank Arjun, radars, sonars, torpedoes. You see the great strength, CBR and defense technology, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear defense technology. And we have also built life support technology. See your strength, see what India has done in the last 50, 60 years. Wonderful. That is the power of you, power of Indians. And if you look at this Tejas, this is our aircraft, fourth generation fighter aircraft, and which is comparable to any fourth generation fighter aircraft in the world. In Tamil Nadu, we have established in Sulur, near Coimbatore, the DRDO has established the 2 squadrons of light combat aircraft, Tejas, indigenously developed, built, manufactured, and installed, commissioned. See, now India has the 4th generation fighter aircraft with fly-by-wire digital cockpit and also composite airframe, the radars, and the weapon system integration. So that is the capability of Indian science and technology. When you come to space, a lot of marvels have happened, a lot of excitement they have produced in the last 5 decades. Some of them I have just enlisted at the bottom. They have established 109 spacecraft missions and 77 launch missions. Then 10 student satellites have also been put in the orbit, low Earth orbit. Re-entry missions, we have built that capability. How do we bring this spacecraft back and then reuse it? And also 319 foreign satellites have been launched from Indian launch vehicles, PSLV-3 and so on. So that shows the reliability, high reliability of our launch vehicles. That is why the other countries are coming to India to launch their satellites. And it is cost effective, cheap. That is the power. Indian intellect, we can do things cost effective manner and maximizing our output. So these are the launch vehicles which India has built and then operationalized. And we have also built satellites, a large number of satellites for agriculture, weather forecast, environment monitoring, the global positioning system, GPS, and environment, atmospheric monitoring, communication, education, medicine, telemedicine. Everywhere you have brought the satellite application. So India has built our own satellite and launched it into the orbit. Now, the Chandrayaan-1 was thundering success, the Chandrayaan-1, and where you see how much of computation, because your spacecraft is moving at a very high velocity, and the Earth is moving, and the moon is moving. So how do you put exactly that into a lunar orbit? So it's a big challenge, not only in terms of propulsion, guidance, control, navigation, materials which can withstand the vagaries of the radiation and the cosmic radiation, and the computation to synchronize the movement of the spacecraft as well as with the planets which you want to launch, you want to land. So that complexity Chandrayaan-1 mission was very successful. So kudos to our space scientists and Indian Space Research Organization. Similarly, now they have lined up Gaganyaan. The manned space mission is on the cards, and I hope with this, in spite of all this, we will still have go ahead with the Gaganyaan in a couple of years, for which preparations are on. And Lunar Mission 2 was almost 95% successful, because we did land on the place, the cold spot of the moon surface, and which nobody has ventured. So we ventured to go there, and we landed, but we did a hard landing rather than a soft landing. So next time we will make it, that is research. So we will succeed even in that mission, but that mission was also 95% successful. Today India, DRDO, has developed a large number of diagnostic kits, be it leptospirosis, malaria, plague, anthrax, SARS, H1N1. We have put ELISA, RT-LAMP, RT-PCR, all type of the diagnostic field kits we have developed. When I was in DRDO, I was spearheading the life sciences, including the life support technologies like a critical care ventilator, and Kalam Raju stent, external cardiac pacemaker, a flow reaction orthosis for a polio patient. And like this, we did many things as spin-off from the defense technology. Cochlear implant, you will be very happy to know, today cochlear implant is being imported in the country. And India is going to bring a change that we will produce cost-effective, Indian-made, DRDO-developed cochlear implant, which is now undergoing trials on the actual children. We have more than 12 children which have been implanted with our own indigenously DRDO-developed artificial cochlear implant. Now that will be in the market soon after we complete the trials. So these are the wonders which India has produced. We are now a nuclear power. We have joined the elite club of the nuclear the countries, and we did that not to show just to show to our people we have the capability. So we made a self-moratorium of no first use. So we made our own control on our use, no first use. But then we are now using it only for peaceful purposes to develop radioisotopes like I-131 or technetium-99 or cobalt-60. So like this, we are developing these for various medical applications, energy applications, nuclear power. So atom for peace is the philosophy with which India has never invaded any country. You see the whole history of India, thousands of years, we never showed aggressive posture on any country. That is the ahimsa, which His Holiness today Dalai Lama mentioned, that is there in our genes, in our mind, heart and soul. So this atom is also being used for peace, but as a deterrent, we have the nuclear weapon to show that we are capable. If you give a punch, we'll give 10 punches to you. So that is the demonstration of deterrence. So we developed many things like biodigester, which is now more than 1 lakh of biodigester developed by DRDO is in use. So these are some spin-off technology. Now CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, why I am saying all this, your country is vibrant now. Realize that. You are like Hanuman. Hanuman, somebody has to say you are a powerful guy. Then only he will express, yes, I can fly and go to bring Sanjeevani, lifting the Parvat. No, so like that, all of us have to realize, this is our power, this is your power. Realize that. And rice bran oil, an accelerometer for biosensor. And if you have a disaster like the earthquake disaster in Latur or Bhuj, you are able to have prefabricated disaster relief structures where you can put quickly within hours, you can commission that. And autonomous underwater vehicles which can go underwater for surveillance and reconnaissance. The rickshaw, the modified rickshaw with ergonomics. So like that, there are a number of indigenous technologies that have been developed, including in solar technology. Then in medical field, the CSIR has brought a new novel concept as open source drug discovery, particularly for Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And now that model, whole world is now adopting for developing drugs much faster. Atomic energy is now producing a large number of energy comes from the nuclear power. So we have nuclear installation. So now I'll move quickly so that I will. Information technology, I have already mentioned. We have IT-enabled services remote sensing and processing happens, and now the artificial intelligence, data science, and virtual reality, cognitive science is assuming a great relevance today. So IT is not going to be standalone. IT with BT, and that means information technology with biotechnology, biotechnology with nanotechnology. So this is the future. The convergence technology is the future, where there is no boundaries like nanotechnology or biotechnology or information technology. Everything will blend together as convergence technology. And 1 in every 4 of the professional nanotechnology is going to be an Indian in the next 10 years, next decade. If you go anywhere, you look at a nanotechnology person. Even Amity University, we started 12 years ago this nanotechnology, and many of our thousands of these students at postgraduate, doctoral level, and undergraduate level, they are there across the globe. So nanotechnology is one of the future, and that will come everywhere. Nanotechnology is going to be all pervasive. You name agriculture, nano-agriculture, medicine, nanomedicine, your material, nanomaterial. So everywhere it is going to be all pervasive. So please give a focus on nanotechnology. I know that SFR College has a program on the nanomaterials. And now coming to some exciting things emerging, I want to give the future now. The first is food security, health security, water security, energy security, environmental security. All the research and innovation will fall into one of these or a group of the 6 major domains in which research will be focused in the future. If you look at the food security, GM crops and transgenic is going to be a reality. And synthetic biology, you can create life, synthetic biology. And so that is going to be coming, like gene editing and other processes, CRISPR-Cas, we will be having the whole medicines will change now. And similarly, artificial photosynthesis for the plants, crop. Biofortification of food, instead of giving it as vitamins from outside, you will fortify the food itself. Genomics, edible vaccines, biochips, these are the future emerging technologies. And then health security, you will find like a health kiosk, telemedicine. Today, you will be sitting from home, you will be transmitting your ECG or your EEG or your blood glucose and to your doctor. You don't have to visit your hospitals, clinical centers, and you can go to a kiosk, like seeing your weight by putting a coin, you can see your body weight. Similarly, you just put the amount to your credit card, you will be able to give any of the parameters which you want to measure. Health kiosk, mobile health kiosk will become a reality. Similarly, for delivery of children from pregnant mothers, instead of the pregnant mother coming to hospital, the future is going to be mobile birthing and delivery suits will reach the home, close to the home, and then they will do the delivery over there, safe delivery, and put them back on the bed at home. This is going to be a reality. Point of care diagnosis, quick, multivalent vaccine. Instead of having every vaccine, whether it is a polio vaccine, SARS vaccine, chikungunya vaccine, dengue vaccine, and now we are looking for corona vaccine, we will have a wide band, multivalent vaccines. It's going to be a reality. So this is the future where we must focus in research in health security. Then in global biotechnology, we are already Shanta Biotech, Bharat Biotech, we are producing hepatitis vaccine. And Dr. Bhan, who is no more now, he found the rotavirus vaccine for the dysentery and GI problems. Biocon, Dr. Kiran Majumdar has produced revolution in enzyme technology and brought a revolutionary change in biotechnology industry. So this is another future. Biotechnology industries and the innovation is one of the future. So focus on that. Then the other novel therapeutic approaches will be small synthetic small molecules and natural products. Targeted drug delivery. Instead of giving it by oral or by intravenous or intramuscular or intraperitoneal, you can just give it to the target. Instead of going through the systemic route, it will just directly go to the target. If the cancer is there in the breast, this drug, whichever route you give, it will be taken directly with the encapsulation. It will go there and deliver it with the cancerous growth. because its temperature is different, pH is different. So you can give the signature of the target, so the drug will move towards it. So targeted drug delivery is the future. Medical use of nanomaterials, nanomedicine is the future. Please focus on that, because you can reduce the quantity of the medicine in such a way the adverse effect will be less. But you need to ensure safety of nanomedicine. Targeting RNA, pharmacogenomics, this was there in our system. If you see Prakriti in Ayurveda, each individual Prakriti is different. So you will get specific medicine even for the same symptoms. There will be different doses, different time of administration. So pharmacogenomics is going to be the future. Gene therapy, gene editing using CRISPR-Cas9 technology is now becoming a reality. You can edit the gene which is creating problem, remove it, and put the right gene which is missing there. So now it is like editing a film. You can edit the genome, and thereby gene therapy and gene editing is a reality. Stem cell therapy. We have Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. So like this, we have a large number of areas in which Amity has already launched many missions. You will need many biomedical products like weapon technology. Any of the biomedical instruments are important. We should change the trend. We should bring a revolutionary change and bringing self-reliance in biomedical technology. So we have critical care ventilators. DRDO developed this at that time. And when I was there as the CCR&D, we developed it and given to industry, PSG College and also Pricol industry together. We developed it 12 years ago. And now that is coming to Corona, a big help. Now it has been, a large number have been produced and inducted. So like this, we will need biomedical technology as a focus. So please focus on the listeners, please focus on biomedical technology. There will be artificial organs, like going to the workshop or to a shop to buy spare parts. You can buy your organ. Suppose your kidney, one of your kidney has failed, then you can go to an artificial organ system where you can have an artificial kidney. And similarly, artificial retina, artificial pancreas, if your pancreas is defective and leading to diabetes, artificial liver, artificial lung. So this is all now today is looking like a fiction, but it is going to be a reality. Either the stem cell based tissue engineering and then ultimately organ development will come. So this is going to be a reality, the artificial organ development. Brain computer interface is very important. The machine teaming, human mission team is very important. So how you match the capability of the machine, because now artificial intelligence, you are giving power, more intelligence to the machines. How do you match with the human capability? How do you team together? The machine-human teaming is very important. So in which a lot of research will happen. How do we bring this teaming and matching? So brain-computer interface is a very important area we must focus. And Amity has established a foundation for neuropsychology and neurosciences, and we are going to expand this in a big way. Please join the viewers. You can all join this network. Then when COVID-19 came at Amity University, many initiatives started, but I have picked up a few to show. We started immediately a global research network on novel viruses. In Amity, we established a global network. Then we developed technologies. We designed portable the ventilator, RT-PCR, which can detect the virus, coronavirus very fast. And it's a point of care device. Similarly, herbal hand sanitizer, which will not only take care of virus, bacteria, fungus, all this will be collectively taken care of by that herbal hand sanitizer. So like this, that face mask everybody is using. But how do we de-infect the face mask itself? We have developed an antimicrobial coating with nanoparticle, gold nanoparticle, and we were able to develop the antimicrobial face mask. So like this, we developed a number of technologies, and we have work on both blending the traditional medicine with Indian systems of medicine. So we have Amity Institute of Indian Systems of Medicine. We do research on yoga, on drip irrigation. When the water is required, that the soil moisture is detected by a sensor, and then the water will flow, the required quantity will flow. So this is precision in terms of water. And similarly, nano fertilizer, nano pesticide, all this will go into the nano application, bringing precision agriculture is the focus. Post-harvest, How do we conserve the 30% loss which we have today? How do we minimize? We have Amity has developed a number of post-harvest technologies. Agrivoltaic, the same agricultural land can be harnessed the solar energy on the top and on the ground, the cultivation of crops. So you have two income, one from the soil, the other one from above the soil from the solar energy. Vertical farming, because land is going to be in premium for cultivation. So the soil health is eroding. So can we go vertically, vertical farming? So see, this is the future in which the whole, our India should launch program, in my opinion. Nano agriculture, I already mentioned the nano application in agriculture. And our Amity has developed a root endophyte, which is Piriforma indica, which gives protection against the abiotic stress, high temperature, low temperature, salinity of the soil, alkalinity of the soil. It can work in Ladakh as well as it can work in desert. So this type of research is happening, and we have also transferred this technology to 4 industries in India as well as in Taiwan. Then this is the agrivoltaic, which I already mentioned. We can generate electricity. Water security is important. So the water, there could be wars for water in future. So water is becoming a scarce commodity, drinkable, potable water, and irrigation water for irrigation. So we need such technologies. Amity has developed nano silver-based water purification for portable application to purify the water. And similarly, we have developed a system to generate electricity from wastewater and purify that wastewater. So such technologies for environmental conservation is important. In energy, the renewable energy is going to be the focus, and also geothermal energy will come in a big way, and nuclear will expand. And so this is on the energy security. We need high efficiency photovoltaic, and also hydrogen fuel will become a reality. The batteries, we need a large energy conserving batteries. So these are the focus. Gas hydrates, which is there in our ocean bed, that's tremendous pressure is there. How do you develop a technology to bring this gases from gas hydrates is a challenge. So India is working in that area. So energy security. Now information technology, these are the gamut of the canvas of excitement will come. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, Internet of Things, big data, unmanned space system, unmanned systems, cognitive computing, virtual reality, these all will come in information technology. Biodefense will get a big focus. Government is launching a big vision, and in which human, animal, plant wealth of India has to be conserved. Each one of you has to contribute to this national vision on biodefense to defend our own biological wealth. And you should also create incubators. Ultimately the knowledge has to be incubated. Startups have to come. It should see the light of the day. So Amity has developed a very powerful innovation incubator, which has incubated more than 250 companies. They have generated 3,500 employment. 70 startups are doing well. So please focus on translation, startups, and also venture. Amity has our own venture as well. Now last 2 slides. The last slide, our Prime Minister. By 2030, India would be among the top 3 countries in science and technology, which he mentioned in 104th session of Indian Science Congress at Tirupati on 3rd January 2017. So we have a target now to achieve 2030. India should be top 3 countries in science and technology. Science must meet the rising aspirations of the people. Now every Indian's aspirations have gone up, and our science must meet. Then he has also set up a committee, interministerial steering committee on scientific social responsibility. Every academician like you, every scientist like me, and every scientist like you should have a social responsibility, going beyond your responsibility. So that is scientific social responsibility. So he has entrusted me with the responsibility as chairman of the Interministerial Steering Committee to make a national policy for scientific social responsibility. All of you must contribute to this SSR, scientific social responsibility. Now finally, the founder president, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, who is also listening to the program now, and he has envisioned by 2030, India should become a knowledge superpower. and which he promulgated not now, even before 2000, year 2000, he has promulgated this. And he also believes, and that can be achieved by education, quality education, research, innovation, and philanthropy. We should have the altruistic attitude to give quality education, to give research, to do quality research, strive for excellence, giving. So that philanthropy is also very important. And belief in God is important. He has established 11 universities in India, 17 campuses abroad, about 35 schools across the globe, and we have 1,70,000 students at any point of time in our campuses, 10,000 faculties, 5,000 PhD scholars. So we are really in the mission of churning out the future global citizens who will transform the whole world, not just India. We will transform, create a new world order which will be seen by good health, happiness for everyone, prosperity for everyone, peace everywhere, and global harmony. That is what is Amity is. So we do that through imparting quality education, quality knowledge, which will have both material and spiritual knowledge, then skills, both skills to the profession and soft skills like behavior, communication. So we give soft skills, we give values, integrity, and we give human values, amity and values, and we also give resilience to face challenges, because life is full of challenges, opportunities, failures at times. So one should have resilience. So we build in our children the resilience to the right behavior and the education. And ultimately, you should become that future global citizen. That is what is our mission. Now, the final message is for each one of you who is listening: promote research and innovation amongst all faculty, teachers, research scholars. Bring quality research, which I mentioned earlier. So since it's a faculty development program, I want all the messages what I said, build in your system, in your college, and whosoever listening from outside, please build in your system. And then the next thing is enhance the research and its outcome. Because we are doing so much. Now we can do so much. Expand, enhance your research outcome by hard work, sacrifice, do more. Like in independence, freedom, how did we get? People sacrifice. So this is the time when each one of us have to make that small sacrifice to give additionally out of the way than what you are supposed to do. That you should go so that we enhance and broaden our output and outcome. The goal-oriented research, you are everything do not for getting a degree only, but you should have a goal to solve the problems of society or create a wealth for yourself and the society. And set the enabling ecosystem and processes and practices in your college, in your university, in your institution. Create that ecosystem. Synergy, work together within your own department. Physics department of SFR College should work with chemistry, should work with engineering, should work with the other departments, so that you are working in synergy. That will be force multiplier to have a larger deliverable coming out of it. Collaboration. Collaborate with other institutions. Amity will be very happy to build a collaboration with the SFR College for Women. Motivation is the key. Ultimately, you are trying intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Self-motivation and motivation from the environment. It's vital. And then promoting product technology development, which I mentioned, and strengthen the partnership. Now this is my last slide. Excel in whatever you do. If I have to give a lecture, I should excel. I should strive for excellence. So that is how you should do. When you are taking a class for your students, try to bring the best in you. Try to excel in that teaching profession. And everything will be excellent. We will have the Six Sigma, and we will have the prosperity will come. So the final message to every one of you is excel in whatever you do. Burn as bright and as long as possible. Like a candle, no? Burn. Burn means don't waste your time. Everyone has got a lifespan. 24 hours. Prime Minister also has, and you also have. But spend each moment, each minute, each second, each moment of your life fruitfully with a purpose. Burn as bright and as long as possible in the service of what really matters for the humanity. That is the final message. I'm sorry that I took a long time, but I thought I became so emotional to this college, which belongs to me. My wife studied in this college, Saradamani. She studied about 30 years or 40 years ago, and she studied in your college. So she did the BSc in mathematics. So I have that long bond with the SFR College for Women. So thank you very much for this opportunity. For everyone, particularly I want to also thank Srimati Tilagavati Ravindran, and who is now the president of the governing council, who is also closely related to me, and also Srimati Aruna Ashok, again related to us, and also Yanaki Ravindran, who is Mrs. Tilagavati Ravindran's husband, who is now no more, but he did a lot to the country. And he along with Mr. Rajaratnam, they transformed Sivakasi as a mini Japan. So that is what is your college. Thank you very much. And now I would request just one minute. Yes, Anna? Okay. So I would now, we are so fortunate to have this icon in the field, a father figure for Amity and the educational system, Dr. Selvamurthy, who is the visionary who has transformed India already into a knowledge superpower by taking Amity global. I would request him to say a few words. If, sir, can we see you on the screen and give blessings to all the students, teachers in the SFR College? Yes, sir. He's coming. Okay. So I think
Ashok Chavan, sir.
Yeah, बोल रहा हूँ मैं. Hello.
Amonji?
Sir, you're audible, sir. You can speak.
Hello. So I think the topic was very apt. The India knowledge superpower, and I think there can't be better speaker than Dr. Selvamurthy. And actually, I could not get the link earlier, but just now I got it. But I will see the recorded version. I congratulate and compliment all those who are hearing, and the honorable principal and the coordinator and everybody at head of the department, that they organized such a very useful, wonderful conference, and all those who are listening it would have the more faith now that India is soon going to be a knowledge superpower, followed by a global superpower. Dr. Murthy, I appreciate for your wonderful deliberations, and we will follow with this women college, because I think this is the college where my daughter is, Seva Lakshmi, is working there.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presence. So, and due to technical problem, sorry, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No problem. No, I just got it. And to principal, to health department, to coordinator, my great compliment. Great compliment. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, is there any other comments, questions? Anybody would like to ask, or maybe some of the panelists, would you like to make some comments?
Sir, myself Bhamini from the Department of Computer Applications. Your presentation and the linking of biotechnology, nanotechnology and information technology is very fruitful, so that we can able to carry out research in the future. But even though I have a query, sir, we are shining in all over the area, but even then we are lacking. Why we are not becoming a developed country? That is why, sir?
See, we were in colonial rule, British colonial rule. So even our psyche, which was originally freedom of thinking and creativity, innovation, all these have been blunted. So that is, now we have to revive our education system back, because we had Lord Macaulay's the type of education. We moved away from spirituality to the materialism. So all this happened. So we need now a psychosocial change, transformation in all of us. We can do. That spirit has to prevail in each one of us, so that ultimately we will be able to bring that transformation. So even though these technologies, industry for example, industries were doing only trade, They were not producing anything indigenously. They were buying from somewhere, selling it. Or if they were manufacturing, that was not an indigenous technology. It was a licensed production, or it was manufactured in India, but the production, it was by a TOT, technology transfer, or a licensed production. So that kind of indigenous Make in India concept was not available in those periods. But now, L&T, Tata, Mahindra and Mahindra, Godrej, Reliance, everybody is looking for indigenous technology. So here is an opportune time when we all have to unite together. And we were working in silos. Physics students used to work only in physics. But physics is the basic which will go cut across every science and technology domain. So remove that, increase the porosity, bring the linkages with all transdisciplinary research and parallel processing instead of serial processing. So all this will ultimately take India to the leadership role, and I'm sure that this type of webinars, lectures, really will cause that ignition of that passion for producing in India, bringing glory to the India. It is happening now, and you see,